Duelist and Friendship Cup by Draggy C. Fair Darkness, Sunset vs. Twilight. Twilight life points, 8,000. Twilight's eyes flickered as she looked down at her dual disc. You could take the first of your eyes back to Sunset. You'll not. Sunset reached to her dual disc, not looking away from Twilight as she drew fire. Down out of her breath caught. Harmony Guardians. She swallowed heavily and moved her hand down, making sure not to touch that card as she took the hold of another. I summoned Harmony Guardian Rixius in attack mode! Feeling a warrior in rounded pink and blue armor, a pair of crossbows hanging from her hips. She pulled them up, twirled them around, and pointed them forward. Pink hair 1400. Her dual disc. Across the field, shadows slithered out of Twilight's deck and into her outstretched hand, forming 6 cards. She looked down and took hold of one and held it out. Spell card, charge of the Light Brigade. 3 cards from my deck to the graveyard. Then I can add a Light Sword monster from the deck to my hand. Twilight's top 3 cards dissolved and a 4th popped out. Twilight flipping up. I'll take Jade, Twilight Sword General! Next, Lamia, Light Sword Summoner in attack mode. A glowing white portal appeared in front of Twilight. In front of it, a young woman white around to 1,000. I then activate Laminia's effect. By discarding a card from my hand, I grab one monster in the graveyard. Twilight sent her card into the graveyard slot, and the card dispersed in a swirl of darkness. I'll get a Ryoko, Twilight Sword Hunter, and revive Laminia, Twilight Sword Shaman! A dark portal fixed next to Laminia. The monster that rose up resembled her. But over her white robe, she wore a black cloak and gold trim. Dark energy crackled between her fingers. She raised her head as the portal closed. Attack points 1,000. I activate the spell card, Allure of Darkness. This lets me draw 2 cards, but I must banish it yet. Twilight held her hand over them and freezed to her other card. I'll banish Jane, Twilight Sword General, but she won't be gone for long. Your counterpart. By banishing a Light Sword monster from my graveyard, Lamia can revive another banished Light Sword. So I'll revive Jane, Twilight Sword! Pearl gave a woman in dull white and gold armor, a black and... She reached her waist, drawing massive red and black broadsword that she gripped with 2 hands and leveled before her. Attack points 1,800. Since its eyes widened slightly as she looked at the unfamiliar monsters. Those cards look like the ones in her journal. She created them. She turned her attention to her opponent. Twilight's eyes still pulsing with dark and purple light. Even her deck has been taken over by this dark message she's telling. Was he even awake in her powers before? Twilight thrust her hand out. Jane, Twilight Sword General, attack Harmony Guardian Rixius! Jane cried out and held out a sword, an aura of shadows appearing before it. It ran forward and jumped, swinging the sword, cleaving Rixius apart. Purple, Sunset life points, 7,600. Sunset glared across the field as the smoke of her monster's destruction cleared. Paused as the smoke cleared. What? Standing in front of her, facing the other way, Fluttershy looked back and stared at her. Pink hair softly blowing against her shoulder. Sunset watched. Demons of her friend lit up and dissolved in purple light. Sunset recoiled and closed her head, wincing. I forgot to mention the rules of this shadow game, didn't I? Twilight asked. She chuckled darkly, but shook her head. Me, this is my first time. The simple way to think of it is that every time we take damage to our life points, a memory of someone close. She tilted her. I think that one arm and blinked. Who? She realized what she had just said and put her hand to her chest. Wait! She closed her eyes. That girl. Someone had appeared in front of her, hadn't they? One important? Sunset cried out, gripped the fabric of her skirt. Who was that? Here, Vincent. Twilight pointed again. Lamia, Twilight Sword Shaman, attack directly! Lamia held up her hands and an orb of glowing purple light appeared before her palms. Better. Sunset lifted her head. No! I won't lose anyone else. I activate my... A small whistle appeared in front of Sunset and blew. We summoned a level 4 Harmony Guardian from my accuracy slid out of her dual disc. Twilight frowned. Fine then. I end my turn. The effect of Lamia, Light Sword Summoner, add cards of my deck to the graveyard. As Lamia lit up in light, the other 2 monsters in front of Twilight jerked. One monster was activated. The effects of Jane, Twilight Sword General, and Lamia, Twilight Sword Drama, activate too, sending another 5 cards to the graveyard. Twilight looked down at her deck. Cards retracted, popping out of the discard slot. Cards. My turn. Sunset took a deep breath as he drew and looked at her card. I activate the spell card, Harmony Jewel. This returns Harmony Guardian Recess for the extra deck and lets me draw a card. Recess faded away as Sunset drew again. I activate the spell card, Harmony Journal. I reveal 2 Harmony Guardians with different needs for my deck. You pick one of them to add to my hand, and another goes to my extra deck. Sunset tapped her dual disc, and holograms of her cards appeared above her as he picked them up. I reveal these: Harmony Guardian Hanistas and Harmony Guardian Magnanimity. You can have Hanesius. So I said, Magnanimity's drawing power isn't something I'm keen on. Fine. Sunset set Magnanimity on top of her extra deck and reached her hand, but you'll see her again regardless. She held 2 cards. Using the Scale 3 Harmony Guardian Gracia and Scale 5 Harmony Guardian Hanistas, I set the pendulum scales. The dark clouds around Sunset receded. Its orange and yellow pillars of light shot up on either side of her. Gracia rose in yellow, curved green armor gleaming, and orange rose Hanistas, thick orange armor glowing. Sunset looked at Gracia. That card. Why is it in my deck? It looks familiar. She shook her head and turned forward. Can't deal with that now. I needed to win this duel. Using the cards in my pendulum scales, I can now special summon monsters from my hand or face up in my extra deck, as long as their levels fall within the scales. Since it held her hand in the extra deck, I summoned Harmony Guardian Gracias and Anisas. A whirling vortex appeared between them. Violet and pink strings of light shot out and landed on Sunset's field. Gracias jumped up crossbows, armor, jumped in the air as she drew her rapier. Voice 1200. Sunset looked at her hand and swallowed. Yes, I can perform a secret summon using one of the monsters in my pendulum zones. Not to mention, I have all I need to XYZ summon too. She glanced at her extra deck. The backs of the cards seemed to glare up at her, forcing her to look away. I can't lose control of this duel. Not with these stakes. Are you going to XYZ summon now, or are you afraid? Voice that looked across the field. Twilight crossed her arms and clicked her tongue. Come on, Sunset. I'm not holding back anything. Why should you? What happened last time I used cards like that? Last time you caught me off guard. This time? Even when you summon now. Like. I thought you guys all told me I should have fun dueling. Where's the fun in telling an opponent who is a terrain? Sunset said nothing else and reached her duel to screen. I activate the pendulum effect of Harmony Guardian Gracia. Since I have a Harmony Guardian in my so you return a monster that was special summoned to the deck. I choose your Jane! In the column of yellow light, Gracia took up a coiled whip hanging from her waist. She drew her arm back and lashed out, whip cracking and whipping around Jane. The whip lit up a yellow light, and Jane dissolved in the same light. Now for your 2 other monsters. Now, I attack Luminia, Lightsword Summoner, with Theseus, and Luminia with Twilight. Theseus held up his 2 crossbows and swung them together. A pair of shining pink bolts of Verity fired from them. Magnanimity ran across the field with them, rapier over. The Verity bolts hit Twilight's first monster as he burst of pink light, while Magnanimity stabbed her rapier with second Luminia and it shattered in violet light. Strike! Twilight points at 3400. In front of Sunset, Theseus lowered his weapons, and Magnanimity went back to place beside it. Since you took damage, you lose your memories too. Behind Twilight, ghostly images of sour, sweet, and sugar coat rose up behind her. Twilight turned her head, eyes side stride. Can't say I'll miss them. Good riddance. The 2 figures faded away. Sunset frowned. You don't care if you forget about your teammates? Why should I? The only thing I need to worry about is beating you and mastering this magic. Anything else is a distraction. Twilight snorted. Unlike you, I don't need friends to be sure of myself. If you say so, Sunset muttered. Aloud she said, I end my turn. Good. Twilight drew. She looked at her card and placed it on her dual disc. I activate the spell card. March of the Dark Brigade! This lets me return a Lightsworn monster in the graveyard to my hand. Then, I banish cards from the top of my deck, equal to its level. Sunset looked at the card and flipped it over. I'll take back my Luminia, Lightsword Shaman. Since these level 3 cards are banished. Twilight's cards glowed purple and retracted. The purple light shone from her dual disc. Twilight looked at her screen and smiled. Perfect. It so happens that one of my banished cards was Wolf, Twilight's Sword Predator. When he's banished, I can special summon him, but he returns to my deck when he leaves the field. From a portal rose a humanoid figure with the head of a black wolf. He flung a massive black axe through the air with the rest on his shoulder and bellowed. Attack points 2100. Next, I summon Lemitabates and Fat Graveyard and summon him from my bad zone. Layla, Light Sword Enchantress! A woman in a long white robe hat appeared in front of Twilight. She swung her arm, keep flying out, and swirled a wand of black dip. It's now time to attack again! Ha ha ha! Twilight laughed. Wolf, Harvey Gary Magnanimity, and Layla, Twilight Sword Enchantress, attack Recess! Wolf growled and charged across the field. Behind it, Layla pointed her wand forward and fired a wave of Gracious convulsed and collapsed under attack, breaking apart as he hit the ground. Wolf frees Magnanimity and cleaves its sex to his side. Magnanimity's arm rending under the but she shattered as well. Then Mama attacks directly! Flung her hands out, and an orb of dark he fired from her hands and impacted Sunset's chest, sending her tumbling backward. At life points 5400. Say goodbye to 3 more friends, Twilight whispered. Yes, Sunset groaned and pushed herself up. She raised her head and saw Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash standing over her. Girls? Sunset reached out a hand as the 3 glowed purple and dissolved into light that faded away on the grass. Sunset's head fell in her lap, eyes staring to where the 3 had been. I wonder what would happen first. Twilight mused. You forgetting everyone you know? Holding her head, she slowly stood. Sunset glared at her. Not that second one! We'll see. Good. Twilight drew her card and looked at it. The breath caught in her throat. Harmony and Guardian, Infernal Reese. She glanced at her card tray, fingers shaking. She stopped herself and slid the card into her hand next to Juniper's. No, I could beat her without resorting to them. She grabbed another card instead. I activate the spell card, Harmony Sprout! This lets me select 2 Harmony Guardians in my graveyard or face up in my extra deck. Return them to my hand. Sunset reached her extra deck cards. Since I only have 2, I'll take back Gracious and Magnanimity. Before you do, Twilight interrupted, I'll activate the effect of Layla, Twilight Sword Enchantress. When a spell or trap card is used, Layla lets me banish a Light Sword monster from my hand or spell or trap card in the field. Twilight tapped her dual disc. I'll banish Ryoko, Twilight Sword Fire, from my graveyard and destroy Harmony Guardian Hanisas! Layla pointed her wand and Hanisas flew away. Sunset watched the destruction from below and blinked. When did I play that card? Since I used the effect of a Light Sworn monster, the effect of Luminia sends 3 cards from my deck to the graveyard. Then, when the effect of Lila is triggered to send 3 more, Twilight's deck glows their cards are tracked. You destroyed my spell card, but I still got to get my spell. There are 2 cards of them. Harmony Guardian Magnanimity. Why does he look familiar? She closed her eyes shut. This tool is my friendship with Piggy Pie. I have no idea who it is. I may not know what this card means, but I can still use it. In my empty pendulous zone, I activate the Harmony Guardian Magnanimity! A new pillar of light shone beside Sunset and Violet. Magnanimity rising. The pendulum scales are the same, so I can't pendulum summon. Sunset looked at her dual disc. Hanisas was the only monster. Except, she glanced back to her hand and scowled. She grabbed the card and stared at her dual disc. I summoned Harmony Guardian Reseus to the field! Reseus appeared and returned Wolf like sword to the deck. Gracia lashed her whip around Wolf. Twilight's monster faded away with an angry snarl. Next, I used the pendulum effect of Magnanimity. I could look at the top card of my deck and then place it on either the top or bottom of my deck. She flipped the card over and inhaled. Small smile. Harmony Guardian Capaccio. I could definitely get some use out of this. I returned my card to the top of my deck. Finally, I attack Luminia with Harmony Guardian Reseus! Reseus aimed his crossbows and fired. Before your attack lands, I activate my trap card, Twilight Eraser! Twilight's card flipped up and pulsed with dark energy. Since I control 2 Lightsworn monsters of the same type but different names, I can banish 2 Lightsworn monsters in my graveyard in order to banish 2 cards on your side of the field. Twilight agreed to trap the 2 cards from her graveyard, pointing them at her targets. I banish Garroth, Lightsworn Warrior, eliminate Lightsworn Summoner, and banish the 2 Harmony Guardians in your pendulum zones. The cards of Twilight's hand transformed into 2 orbs of purple light, and they launched across the field. They struck Sunset's monsters floating above her, and both exploded. The remnants of their armor hitting the ground and faded away. Sunset grit her teeth. My attack's still going to hit. Big deal, Twilight muttered. I'll barely even notice. Reese's crossbow bolt struck Lamia as he exploded dark purple sparks. Twilight life points to 7,000. Nemo's 11 zest over Twilight faded away. Another friend has gone from your mind, too, Sunset said. I didn't even notice they left. Twilight. She looked down at her hand. Yes. The two guards left their grip shook slightly. I don't need these cards. I could do this on my own. On my next turn, I'll draw capacity again. I activate the spell card, Lunar Hand, to draw 2 cards. I get to bash 2 cards from the top of my deck. Twilight's card turns to shadows her fingers as he drew. I bash Garros, Twilight Sword Sentinel from my hand, and draw. Twilight's deck, 6 cards. Smirked. Well, I think this card's just about been cinched. Sunset narrowed her eyes. Now what? A Twilight Sword robe with chains hanging from her eyes, giving Sunset a furious. A crow flew out from behind her, encircling it, calling and landing on her shoulder. Attack points 800. When Minerva is summoned, I can add to my hand from my deck a dark attribute dragon monster whose level is equal or lower than the number of Lightsworn monsters I currently have banished. Summon Punishment Dragon! Twilight suckled. Lightsworn monsters are currently clouds of darkness behind Twilight see depart. A dark shadow forming wings on the head. Purple light shone from within. Massive black dragon. Feather wings, spiked tail sweeping through the air. The ring shaking. Twilight hissed. Minerva, Twilight Sword sacrifice is a Turner monster. So, I tuned the level 3 Minerva with the level 4 Lila. Minerva's a little bright purple. Rose up and descended around Lila. Rotating slowly as the ring spun faster. Twilight's eyes flashed. By the guidance of the dark, opened the door to the world beyond darkness, and evoked the wrath of the Herald of Shadows! She held her hand up. Streaks of purple and black iridescent shadows swirled around her hand. Eclipse the stool with Twilight! Descend! Level 7! Michael! The Arch Twilight Sword! From within the light, spread a large pair of feathered black wings. With a roar, the dragon flew from the light. Punishment Dragon, save for the figure atop it. Commanding the dragon was a man clad in white and gold armor, with a black cape and a scowl around his shoulders, metal wings spreading from the back. He raised his hand, holding up a sword handle in black and red. A blade of red energy erupted from it. Attack points 2,600. That power! Twilight laughed. Her eyes blazing with dark purple light. I told you, Sunset, I'm not holding anything back in this duel, she grinned wildly. I have to say, this is the power of magic. I definitely understand why you use it, Sunset protested. You don't know about my friend. Bury the speech, Twilight snapped. Even though you admit you can't control it. I'd rather try to learn how. You just deny it and pretend nothing's wrong. His shoulders shook as he pulled back. I was wrong before, Sunset. You're a coward. A world who you really are. That's true, Sunset whispered. She clenched her hands at her side. I used to be something just like you. Cruel, arrogant, using my magic to crush anyone in my way. Back then, I liked it. She stepped forward, giving Twilight a startled look. But I changed, and that's why I'm not using those tactics, because I'm not that kind of person anymore. Is that so? Twilight's lips curled into a sneer. You seem like that. You hurt me. I lost control and I couldn't stop myself. Sunset. It was an accident. This won't be. Keep telling yourself whatever you need to if it makes you feel better. It won't change the reality. And it won't change what I'm. He thrust her hand out. Michael, the Arch Twilight Sword. Attack Arya Guardian Resius! Twice Michael's dragon with dark Aersy. The blast hit Resius and the monster exploded. Drake! Sunset. Within the smoke of Resius' destruction, humans of Pinkie Pie appeared and waved to Sunset before fading away. Pinkie Dragon attacked Sunset directly. Sunset looked up as Punishment Dragon rose behind her, her wings flapping. He opened his jaws and fired a massive blast of energy at her. Sunset raised her arms, closed her sights, braced her legs. The attack washed over Sunset, driving her feet back into the dirt. On the screen, Sunset flew back through the air. Sunset life points 1,200. Sunset? The voice reached Sunset paused. She slowly opened her eyes. She seemed to be floating through the air, the world around her made of pure white light. She looked up and gasped. Twilight? Hovering over her, Twilight gave her a small, sad smile. Sunset reached out a hand. Help me! Please! Her vision glowed pale purple. Twilight shook her head. While fast, the image shattered. Darkness and the shout came overtaking Sunset's vision again. She hit the grass heavily, scrambled forward. twirled and the purple particles of humanity and was fading to the grass. Once as they passed through her fingers, she shook, a tear sliding from her eyes. No, calling for mercy now won't save you, Twilight said coldly. Sunset didn't raise her head, still staring at her hands. By the way, word of fair warning that this duel is over already. When Michael the Archsword is I can return up to 4 of my past life sword monsters to the deck, and deal 300 points more damage for each of them. She smirked. Michael is destroyed, you lose the duel. Live with fought as I end my turn. Sunset blinked and reset the duel. She sat back on her heels, staring at the ground. There was a lethargic beat. She slowly raised her duel disc and looked at the card sitting on it. Her screen was blinking to indicate her turn. Where? She pushed herself to her feet, gasping for breath. Confused, helpless, afraid. No idea what's going on or why. Now you know how I felt during our duel. How every point you used magic against has failed. Sounds fair to me. Shut up. I'm not giving up. Sunset whispered. Not yet. They're counting on me. She considered her words. They're counting on me. Who? Why? She put her hand on her deck. It doesn't matter. Have to be here. For me. With a shaking hand, Sunset gripped her deck and drew.